Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So I'm still here in the sunny Bahamas, about 80 degrees. It's beautiful out. I want to wish you guys all Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Of course, it's Christmas Eve. And things are still looking pretty fantastic for Bitcoin and altcoins. So today I want to give you guys an update, show you guys something that Bitcoin is going through for the third time in its history. This is only the third time, and why it's very, very bullish for Bitcoin. And also, I have some interesting news to share about several altcoins, including one of my old favorites, VeChain. So let's get started. Now, in front of my computer, you can see Bitcoin is right under 51,000, so definitely much better than a few days ago when Bitcoin was around 46. We had a couple good spikes here, right? From 46 up to about 48, and then 48 up to around 51 right now. If it continues, if the Santa or Christmas rally or end of year rally continues, we could definitely see Bitcoin shoot back up to about 54,000, which was a resistance over here. And then after that, about 57, 58,000 after that. You guys know me, I like to concentrate on the fundamentals. I don't worry so much about day to day, but there are some metrics that are very, very interesting that indicate that a reversal or a bounce or a pump may be right around the corner. Now, there's one thing that I want to start out with. Take a look at this headline, just 1.3 million Bitcoin left circulating on crypto exchanges. What does that mean? And why is this relevant? Well, take a look at this. Okay, this will explain it all. Take a look down here. 1.3 million Bitcoins on the exchanges, which only represents 6.2% of the entire circulating supply right now, and that's about 18.9. Here's the kicker though. This 18.9 that's been released, it's been estimated around 4 to 5 all the way up to about 7 or 8 million of that is gone, lost. People lost either keys or their hard drives died or whatever, stolen. So there's actually, this number right here is actually a lot less, but let's just use this for granted. So 6.2%, why is this relevant? Well, you know, all the prices that you guys see here on CMC, Bitcoin at 58,000, Ethereum at 4,000, Binance Coin at 544. Where's this price being derived from? It's being derived from the order books on the exchanges. So it's really silly to think that 6.2% of the entire supply, that's what dictates the price. This is why I always tell you guys, focus on the fundamentals. If the big boys, if the whales continue to buy up the Bitcoins behind the scenes, and this number keeps dropping, well, eventually the whalish games are going to go away because it's going to get so limited, so constrained that Bitcoin's price will have to move up. So people have asked me, well, the whales could keep manipulating, the prices keep liquidating longs, and they could do all their whalish games, so Bitcoin's price will never go up. Well, if that was true, Bitcoin would have never gone as high as it did, up to 69,000. Bitcoin would have stayed at the hundreds or thousands, right? It would never have surpassed 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 now. It's because this number keeps dropping. So despite all the whalish games and the whale movements, just know that the true whales, the holders, the institutions, the public trade companies, financial banks out there, they're all trying to grab a piece of this right now. Okay, this is all gone. This is all held by the early miners or miners themselves or Michael Saylors of the world and others that held throughout the years. So now everyone is fighting pretty much for this. This is why I concentrate so much on reserves and how it's dropping. So even though day to day, week to week, month to month, Bitcoin's price may be stagnant, may come down a little bit, there may be volatility, but in the long run, why I believe Bitcoin will continue higher, go past 100,000 and possibly hit 1 million plus someday is because of this supply and how it keeps dropping lower and lower and lower and lower. Next up, I want to talk about this, a Christmas miracle. Basically, this is a new signal I'm not familiar with, but it's called a Fisher transform. And what's interesting about this is this measures, of course, oversold and overbought levels. And this signal that it's pointing out right now, you can see the 3 arrows. This has only happened 3 times in Bitcoin's history, going back all the way to 2011. So the first time this happened that indicated Bitcoin was reversing from a bottom, that was back in October 2011 when Bitcoin was at $2. And then after that, this was March of 2020 when Bitcoin fell to $3,000. So you can see there's a big gap with the up and downs with crypto winter. This never hit this point, right? This bottom point from 2011 all the way to 2020. And guess what? We just hit it again in 2021 right here. We didn't even hit it when Bitcoin hit to 30,000. We hit it right here where we are, right around 47,000. So this has only come up 3 times in Bitcoin's history. So does this mean a bounce is imminent? A reversal is imminent? Well, according to this, definitely. Well, now, according to the author, they said that, yeah, Bitcoin could go down a little bit more afterwards. But the further this goes down, the more likely a reversal is bound to happen. So strap on, guys. We could see some explosive movement soon. Plan C put this out. This measures 10-day SMA realized profits. And you can see right here, under 575 million or above 575 million. I don't know how he came up with that. Maybe just by doing this chart. But you could see that the blue zones are when bottom has happened or is nearing. Okay, and then you could see that a pretty good movement after the blue, right? This was when Bitcoin was hit 30,000 this year, hit around 40,000 this year, and look at it now, it's flashing blue once again. So another shorter term metric that indicate that a reversal is about to happen. You could argue it kind of did already because we did reverse. We bounced up from 42,000 to where we are, about 51,000, right? So you could argue it already started. And lastly, plan B is on the defense right now. So this is a little confusing. Basically, he's admitting that his floor model has missed for the November, December. He also said before Bitcoin doesn't hit 100,000 by December, then stock to flow is invalidated. But then he clarifies that that's not the case and that the stock to flow model is still intact. So I don't quite get what that means. I mean, he tries to clarify, and if you look at this, it's still within that range, the blue range. I've shown this before, but basically he says if Bitcoin stays within the 1 SD band for the next 2 and 5 years, then that stock to flow is still valid and indeed useful to me. So he's starting to play defense, because if you read the comments, a lot of people really getting on his case. And I'm not sure if this is a really good explanation why before he said stock to flow will be invalidated by December if it doesn't hit 100,000, but now it's not. I don't know. But according to him, we're still on track. So I'll have to see what he posts up in the future. However, I do believe that regardless if the stock to flow has been invalidated or not, Bitcoin will continue forward because of the growing fundamentals and the growing adoption. So regardless if this is true, I still believe in Bitcoin. Next, let me show you some altcoin news, including VeChain. And I'm really glad to hear about this. So take a look at this. VeChain Foundation welcomes new DEX into its ecosystem. And this is exactly what they need. So they are introducing, or there's a new DEX that's being introduced to the ecosystem, ZumoSwap. And I've been talking about VeChain expanding their consumer-based dApps, because VeChain is a B2B project. It started out that way. But, right now, all these other popular L1s, they're dominated with DEXs, right? AMMs, lending platforms, borrowing platforms, stable coins, and so many others, NFT projects and marketplaces. VeChain is still very early in those things. Yes, there's VExchange, but it had a rocky start. But I'm glad to see others come aboard because VeChain really needs it. And I take that back. They don't really need it, but the reason why the price has been stagnant is because of it. So now that others are starting to come aboard, I think this is going to be very positive for VeChain. The more use case, the more token locking that exists within VeChain's ecosystem, the better it is. So fantastic news for VeChain. Also, Binance, I've always said not to sleep on BNB. Well, they're changing their token burn. Before it was based on every transaction and quarterly, and the quarterly burns were massive, but now they're going to do it so that it just auto burns. I don't know the exact specific schedule, but basically if they feel like whatever algorithm they come out with, it feels like it's good to burn, they're just going to start burning BNB left to right. And we have seen how effective this is for other projects such as Terra, which has been an absolute terror and just hit about $100 recently, right? BNB is still the second or third biggest crypto out there, but this could really help drive things forward. So this is pretty big. And then just a few other things. Take a look. Dogecoin are thinking about moving from proof of work to proof of stake with the help of Vitalik too. Vitalik seems to be on board, so this could be a big thing, except just moving to proof of stake doesn't really do a whole lot. They still need to figure out how to expand the ecosystem like Shiba, because Shiba is really doing that. And I think Doge needs to figure out too. They need to come out with a Doge swap and Doge NFT marketplace and just really expand their offering, because right now there's just absolutely nothing. And then a few metaverse things. Decentraland continuing forward. Now you could cycle between day and night. You just have to enable it. That's pretty cool. Obviously, it makes the game feel a lot more realistic. And you still have big brands. Look at this. PwC is launching in the sandbox. So if you thought it was just a bunch of kids inside the metaverse, think again. Big, known, well-known brands are coming aboard in the metaverse. And I've been hearing a lot about Adidas and how they dropped their new shoes inside Sandbox, and they're going for insane amount of money. So metaverses are definitely here to stay. All right, guys, that's it for today's update. I'm not here for much longer, and I met some of you guys already. I met 3 people just randomly here in the Bahamas. I also tweeted and put a Facebook post out. I'm thinking about doing a gathering. So if you are here in the Bahamas or you are here at Atlantis, you know what? Check out my Twitter post and my Twitter tweet and my not Facebook post, YouTube post, right? So if you're interested in a gathering, respond back, and I'm gonna try to get something done, maybe today or tomorrow. So just want to throw that out there. But if you're not available, if you're not here, I just want to wish you Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, right? The market is looking good. It's on track again, and I'm looking forward to what happens the last week of this month and of this year, and I can't wait for 2022. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.